Right, hello everyone. Hold on just a second because there's some madness going on here. Let me get rid of this because I've got no idea what it's doing. Sorry you can't see me. Hopefully you'll be able to see me in a few seconds. I tried to get it to put the virtual background back on, but all I'm getting is a circle going round and round and round. I hope you can hear me though. I can see this one person watching. If you could just could you please put something in the comments to let me. Hi, Joanne. Can you hear me, Joanne? Because it's just buffering for the camera. Honestly, I'm getting so pissed off with this. Right, okay, cool. Anyway, Joanne, I hope you're well. I hope that your night in the garden went well last night and you enjoyed looking up at the stars and all the rest of it. I hope that was fantastic for you. I hope you had a great birthday as well. And I hope you liked the little card that I sent you. Anyway, so Grant McRoberts. Hi, Grant. How are you? Thanks very much for coming. He says, hello, Warren. Yeah, hello, mate. I don't think I've seen you in my chat before. So, great to see you. Thank you very much. So today we're going to do our usual match day live show. We're going to be focusing mostly on the 3:00 kickoffs in the Scottish Premiership, but we will be keeping an eye on the other scores up and down the country. I hope it's going to be entertaining. I'm sure it will be. Joanne Smith says, I'm okay, thanks. I didn't watch Arsenal. I paired my socks up and folded up my fads and sorted out my crystals. Laugh out loud was more productive. Mate, I was listening to it, but I was working on getting this thing set up properly. But it's not working. So I'm not sure how much longer this is going to be like this. Hold on, let me do. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to, and Grant says, good, Warren, only just subscribe. Well, thank you very much, Grant, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. I'm just going to boot myself out of the stream and then come back in again. So let's see if that does any good. Right. Okay. Well, you can see me. That's an improvement. Let's see if we can get this in. Yep. There we go. That's way better. Okay. So, right. Like I said, what we're doing today is we're looking at going to cover the games that kick off at 3:00 today in the Scottish Premiership and keep an eye on all the other games that kick off at 3. So, it should be entertaining. It usually is on the Saturday. We usually have a good laugh. So let's get started. And before I do that, please put a like on the video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please don't forget to share the content around. Just also so you know, Del Boy is Del Boy Gunner TV. He is streaming as well at the moment. And he's giving people the chance to go on and have their say. If you want to go on and do that and then come back, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. I think he's giving people a 5 minute slot, 5 or 10 minute slot each. So yeah, if you want to do that, that's fantastic. It'd be brilliant. So I'm just going to pick up these other YouTube channels. They're all Arsenal supporters. There's the old school Gunner, Arsenal Alex, DrawnByDre, the Aussie Gooner. This geezer, this Aussie Gooner fella, he's so passionate about the Arsenal. He's really, really intense and passionate. I absolutely love it. He did a thing on Instagram the other day, like the preview for the Liverpool game, and the passion in his voice, it was amazing. And then he did another one for the Villa game that was the same. I absolutely love this fella. I love his passion. It's superb. Then there's Diesel Arsenal. Used to be a presenter on the Claude and the Banster show. Another one who's really passionate and he speaks a lot of truth. It keeps it real. As he always says, he keeps it real, and he does keep it real. And then there's Del Boy Gunner TV. What can I say? His catchphrase seems to be, how you doing? What's the bleeding story? What's the crack? And he streams out of a bar that he made from an old shed, I think it is, in Dublin. And he's absolutely superb. He's a really great guy. I really like him. He's turned into a good friend as well. So the links for these channels are all in the description of the video. Please don't forget to click on the link and click on the links. Go and give them a sub. Share their content around. Put likes on their videos. Play their playlists if they got playlists and stuff like that. It'll all really, really help the guys. So, yeah, that'd be fantastic. So, let's get on with it. Oh, I ain't going to talk about that clown. Let's forget about him. So earlier today, the 12:30 kickoff in the FA Premier League. Arsenal defeated Aston Villa 1-0 at Villa Park. A fantastic result for the Gunners. Bukayo Saka scored after half an hour. So a great win for Arsenal. The match stats for this game, Arsenal had 53% possession against Villa's 47%, obviously. Arsenal had 10 shots, 3 of which were on target. Villa had 8 shots and only 1 on target. Arsenal had 5 corners. Villa had 6. Villa committed 13 fouls and Arsenal committed 14. And the bits of the game that I did see, it did look like it was a bit feisty. There was one incident where Saka got fouled and there was a lot of pushing and shoving, and I thought Tyrone Mings and Granit Xhaka were going to come to blows. And I'm telling you, if Xhaka had tried to take on Tyrone Mings, there would have only been one winner. Mings would have absolutely killed him. But there you go. Anyway, so let's look at the Scottish Premiership League table. And you've got Celtic sitting proudly at the top of the table, 3 points clear of Rangers. And then behind them is like about 20-point gaps to third place Hearts. And then in fourth, 13 points behind them is Hibs. And Livingston are on the same number of points. So the top 3 are like quite easily clear of the rest of the pack. But as usual, it's Celtic and Rangers battling it out at the top of the table. And then down the bottom end of the table, Dundee are bottom. They're 1 point adrift from St Johnstone. And then there's an 8-point gap between St Johnstone and Aberdeen. And I have to be honest, I didn't know that Aberdeen were that low in the table. When I was growing up, Aberdeen were a really strong side in the Scottish Premiership, and I'm really shocked to see them that low down in the table. I really am. I don't know what's happened there, but if anyone knows anything about what's going on, then please let me know, because I'm a big fan of Scottish football, because of the fact that my dad was from Scotland. he was a big Dunfermline Athletic fan, or as he called them, the Pars, which is their nickname. And funny story for you, he was painting this cupboard that was underneath the stairs, and what he did, he painted up the Pars. He wrote it in the paint on the thing, and then he kept painting. I thought I'd be all right, and then he painted over it, and it kept showing through. It kept showing through. I think he had to put about 5 coats on it before he gave up, and it was still showing it. Whether it's still there to this day or not, I don't know. But that's what happened. Anyway, it was quite a funny story. Well, I thought it was anyway. Okay, so this is the 3 o'clock kickoffs today in the Scottish Premiership. It's Aberdeen against Hibs, Celtic against Ross County, Heart of Midlothian against Livingston, St Johnstone versus Motherwell, and St Mirren versus Dundee United. This is the starting 11s for Aberdeen and Hibs. So in goal, we've got for Aberdeen, we've got Lewis, McCrory, Gallagher, Ramirez, I'm not sure how you say that, Basuagen, Hayes, McLennan, Ferguson, Ramsey, Bates, and Barron. And the substitute bench is Woods, Constant, Watkins, McGulsh, Jenks, Polvara, Ruth, and Hibs. Their starting 11 is Dabrowski, Rocky, Porteous, Dioig, Cadden, Campbell, Newell, Stevenson, who's the captain, Wright, Jasper, and Melkerson. Their subs bench is Mitchell, Hanlon, Deutsch, Mueller, Doyle Hayes, Hogg, O'Connor, McIntyre, and Henderson. Now, don't forget, people, in pre-season this year, Arsenal played Hibs in the friendly and they got done 2-1. So, there, and they turned Arsenal over fairly easily in that game, if I remember rightly. Anyway, so in this game, Aberdeen are going for a 4-4-1-1 and Hibs are going for a 3-4-2-1. Now, we're going on now to my team in Scotland, which is Celtic. And the Celtic starting 11 is Hart, Juranovic, Carter Vickers, Starfelt, Taylor, McGregor is the captain, Hatate, Rogic, Jota, Maeda, and Giacomakis. And then on the bench, you've got Bain, Mitton, Abada, Turnbull, McCarthy, Johnston, Idue, O'Reilly, and Ralston. And Ross County starting 11 is Laidlaw, Randall, Baldwin, Patton, Callahan, Evakatiti, Charles Cook, Ramsey, Tilson, Hungbro, and White. And then the bench for Ross County is Vickings, Cansola, Spittle, Samuel, Watson, Burrows, Drysdale, Patton, and Munro. And Celtic are going for a 4-3-3 formation, and Ross County are going for a 4-2-3-1. Now, let's look at Hearts and Livingston. Now, Hearts, their starting 11 is Gordon, Kingsley, Herring, Bangimi, Mekaneff, Boyce, Atkinson, Halliday, McKay, Halkett, and Sims. And their bench is Stewart, McCobley, I think that says. I can't really read it. It's too small. And I can't read it. It's too small. Cochrane, Sibek, Gineely, and Tate. And Livingston's team is Stryjek, Devlin, Fitzwater, Oberley, Penrice, Holt, Omiyanga, Pittman, Forrest, Bailey and Newbley. And the bench is Konalov, Boys, Longridge, Kelly, Lewis, Montano, Shanini, Chukwuemeka, Soto on the bench. So let's have a look at how they're lining up in terms of a formation. So Hearts are going for a 4-2-3-1 and Livingston are going for a 4-4-1-1. Now, St Johnstone against Motherwell, I think that is. Yeah, St Johnstone against Motherwell. And yeah, it is Motherwell, isn't it? Yeah, so let's just double check that. Yeah, St Johnstone against Motherwell. And St Johnstone going with Clark, Gordon, McCart, Cleary, Gallagher, Rooney, Davidson, Halberg, Crawford, Hendry, and Sitfishi. And on the bench, they've gone with Parrish, Brown, Mahon, Booth, Butterfield, Gilmore, May, Middleton, and Bear. And Motherwell, they're going with Kelly, O'Donnell, Solheim, Ojala, Lammy, Carroll, Cornelius, Donnelly, Efford, Van Veen, and Shields. And on the bench, they've gone with Fox, Woolery, Shaw, Slattery, Amaluzor, Grimshaw, Tierney, Goss, and Nirenhold. So let's see what formation they're using. St Johnstone are going with a 3-4-1-2, and Motherwell are going for a 3-4-3. Now let's move on to St Mirren against Dundee United. St Mirren are going with Alnwick, Fraser, Shaughnessy is the captain, Dunn, Tate, Power, Gogic, Henderson, Ronan, Kilty, and Brophy. And their subs are Linus, McCarthy, Hallen, Flynn, Main, Grieve, and Dundee United. They're going with Segrist, Smith, Mulgrew, McNulty, Edwards, Butcher, Levitt, Watt, McMahon, and Thompson. And their bench is Ericsson, Sporley, McDonald, Clark, McKeeson, Nielsen, Freeman, Moshery, and Graham. So, now, the formations for those two teams today. St Mirren are going for a 4-5-1 and Dundee United are going for a traditional 4-4-2. So there you go. So yeah, just a reminder, I don't really want to talk about this clown, but there is a link in the description for a petition that I made on the change.org website a while ago. For those of anyone who wants to put pressure on Arsenal to not offer this man a new contract. So if you want to do that, the link is in the description. It's completely free. And you click on it and it will take there and you can just sign it. It's absolutely fine. So let's get back to the chat. Joanne says Arsenal players celebrated like the Invincibles. Well, they do that every week, don't they? Well, whenever they win, that is. And Grant says, yeah, Aberdeen have been really bad this season. They tried to go attacking away from the Derek McInnes defensive side and are getting battered. Them and Hibs have been shocking. Yeah, both. I mean, because both those sides are big sides. They are. I remember back in the day when Ferguson was managing Aberdeen. I remember them beating Real Madrid in the Cup Winners' Cup final to win the Cup Winners' Cup. And year on year, they would regularly compete with the old firm for the Premiership title. And I remember we was on holiday in the Highlands, me and my mate, and we come back and we had about 5-6 hours to kill in Glasgow. So we went to see Aberdeen play Rangers at Ibrox. Jesus Christ. It was a war, an absolute war. They really got stuck into each other and battered each other. Lee said it's all for the Amazon cameras, the celebrations. Probably. They want to show that they're all together and fighting for the team and all this carry on. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. Anyway, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to get up the BBC website that I opened earlier so that we can see what is going on. And let's open that. Right, so the games have kicked off by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like the games have kicked off. I'm just going to resize that for myself. Yep. Okie doke. The Celtic game hasn't kicked off, mind. It's a bit strange. I wonder why that is. I wonder if someone's chained themselves to the goalpost. Apparently, my mate told me that someone did that at the Emirates Stadium the other night as well, that someone chained themselves to the goalpost at the Emirates. I don't know whether that's true or not. But I saw a picture of it as well. So we'll see. We will see. Let's just change that. Right. Okay, that should be a bit better. Yeah, there you go. And there's been a goal already. Been a goal. Here we go, people. There's been a goal, and it's come in the game between Hearts and Livingston at Tynecastle, and it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0, and it's come from Banner. Oh God, not that guy. Banging me. Jesus Christ, it's going to be a long afternoon for me this afternoon. I can see that. Banning me, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% sure. He scored in the 3rd minute. Let's see if we can see how that goal was scored. Goal. Heart of Midlothian, Livingston 1. Heart of Midlothian 1, Livingston 0. Benny Banganimi, Heart of Midlothian, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the centre of the goal. There you go. So that's it. The Hearts are 1-0 up already, and a good start for them there, obviously. Only a few minutes gone in that game. So there we go. Hearts, 1-0 up the Hearts. And the rest of the game. And there's another goal somewhere. And there's a goal at St Mirren. St Mirren have gone 1-0 up against Dundee United. And let's go and check that out. And Henderson scored after 3 minutes for St Mirren to put them 1-0 up against Dundee United. Let's see how that goal was scored. So let's check that out. And St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. Jay Henderson of St Mirren, right-footed shot from outside of the box to the top left-hand corner, assisted by Connor Ronan with a headed pass. There you go. So couple of quick goals at the start of the games there. So that's good news for those teams that have gone in front, but not so good for the teams that have gone 1-0 behind, that's for sure. So there we go. So let's go back to the chat, because there's a couple of chats there waiting for me. And Round says Hearts 1-0. Yep, mate, I've seen that. Thank you for letting me know, and welcome to the Warren's Team Talk, mate. I've never seen you in my chat before, so a very big warm welcome to you. I hope you enjoy the show. And yeah, thanks very much. And should be a good afternoon. These things are usually really exciting. And if you get any scores or hear anything about the games, just throw it in the chat. This is I want to make this a really, big community for everyone, and everyone is welcome to put their views in and comments in, as long as you're not abusive. Not like me, anyway. Craig Malloy says, afternoon, Warren. The guy who chained himself to the goalpost was at Everton, not the... No, mate, there was a guy at the Emirates as well who did it, apparently. Yeah, there was one at Everton, but there was also one at the Emirates. I'm going to put... I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'll have a look at half time and see if I can find it. Then Joanne Smith, it was Terence chained himself young Terence chained himself to the goalpost for Mikel, indicating he wants to step things up a bit in their relationship. 50 Shades style with chains. Excellent. Oh, Joanne, you're so funny. Yeah, I'm sure that Terry would have loved that. So, here we go, people. And it's Aberdeen. So far, it's after 6 minutes of play. It's Aberdeen 0, Hibernian 0. It's Celtic 0, Ross County 0. Hearts 1, Livingston 0. St Johnstone 0, Motherwell 0. And St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. And looks like it's an Aberdeen game. There was a bit of drama there. And an early opening for Hibs falls the way of standing captain Lewis Stevenson after Chris Cadden's cross is cleared to the edge of the box. Stevenson catches the volley well, but David Bates is well placed to make a headed block. Moments later, the visitors win a free kick on the left-hand side near the corner, and Sylvester Jasper's effort flashes by the far post. There you go. So, bit of drama there at Pittodrie. So, let's look at the league table. So, yeah, Hearts move even. Practically cemented their third place spot, I would say. And then St Mirren are in fourth and doing well. So if they keep that up today, they're going to be really happy. Dundee United, they're struggling down at the wrong end of the table. And Dundee, as you can see, they're rooted to the bottom. But let's have a look and see what other scores. There's any other interesting scores going on today. Middlesbrough and Chelsea tonight at 5:15 in the FA Cup in England. And then the Championship in England. Earlier today, Derby County and Coventry City fought out a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United beat Barnsley 2-0. All the rest of the games in the Championship are currently standing at 0-0. League One, there's no goals there at all in League One at the moment. League Two, there's a goal at Leyton Orient. It's Leyton Orient 0, Rochdale 1, and it's Northampton 0, Bristol Rovers 1 as well. So about 10 minutes gone there in those games. 7 minutes gone in the Orient Rochdale game. The National League, is anything interesting going on there? Our friend Dan Evans will be, I'm sure he's at the Stockport Wildston game. It's currently 0-0. And in the Scottish Championship, it's Arbroath 0, Ayr United 0, it's Kilmarnock 0, Queen of the South 0, Partick Thistle 0, Hamilton Academicals 0, Raith Rovers 0, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0. In League One, all the games are 0-0, barring Dumbarton and Falkirk and Montrose and Cove Rangers. Dumbarton losing 1-0 at home to Falkirk, and Montrose are losing 1-0 at home to Cove Rangers. And in League Two, all the games are standing at 0-0. And in the Highland League, all the games there are standing at 0-0. And the Lowland League, Rangers B beat Celtic B by 3-0. And yeah, all the other games are currently 0-0. And the Irish Premiership, all the games there are currently 0-0. And Spanish La Liga, Alaves lost 3-2 at home to Granada. In the German Bundesliga, Mainz 05 are 1-0 up against Arminia Bielefeld, and VfB Stuttgart are losing 1-0 at home to Augsburg. And Italian Serie A is currently Napoli 1, Udinese 1. And yeah, I think that's about it, really, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a look at that. Yeah. Right, okie doke, guys. Let's go back to our main business of the day. And there's been a goal in the game at St Johnstone. Let's So yeah, there you go. It's St Johnstone 0, Motherwell 1. And let's go and see what we can find out about that game. And well, certainly the goal in any case. Yeah. Kevin Van Veen from Motherwell took a right-footed shot from outside of the box to the bottom left-hand corner, and that was assisted by Jake Carroll. So Motherwell have gone 1-0 up against St Johnstone. And currently in that game, Hendry, no. Yeah, it looks like Gordon is St Johnstone's best player at the moment, with an average rating from people looking at this website of 6.87, and Motherwell's best player at the moment is Efford, who's got an average rating of 7.89. So let's have a look at the match stats. So currently, St Johnstone have had 53% possession of the ball, Motherwell 47%. They both had one shot on target. So both had a shot each, but Motherwell have had one shot on target and St Johnstone have had none. And there's been no corners conceded, or one, whichever way you want to look at it. And St Johnstone have made 3 fouls and Motherwell 2. So let's get back into it. And there's been a goal at Parkhead. Come on, you Celtic. 1-0 up. And Giacomo... God, I can't say this guy's name. Giacomakis has scored for Celtic. Put them 1-0 up. And let's do the time-honored Warren's team talk. There you go. So let's see what we can find out about this goal. Okay. Well, all I can tell you is you can see it's not going to show me anything about this. The goal was assisted by Neves Felipe. It was scored in the 11th minute. A bit disappointed about that, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yeah, so let's have a look at what it says here, because I thought I was going to be able to get that up when we went on to the match, but we wasn't able to. Just when it looks like County have eased their way into the game, Celtic strike. Jota floats an in-swinging cross to the back post, and Georgis Giacomakis rises above a defender and goalkeeper Ross Laidlaw to head home from a couple of feet out. And Celtic have taken a 1-goal to 0 lead. So there you go. Good start there for Celtic. Hearts have gone close, I think, by the looks of it. Craig Halkett chests the ball down and gets a volley away with a deflection, taking it into the side netting from the corner. Stephen Kingsley heads wide. And so Hearts are well on top from what this person is saying. So Hearts currently 1-0 up and trying to extend their lead. A crunching challenge in the middle of the park as Murray Davidson goes in full force on Connor Shields. He wins the ball, but the follow-through looked hard-hitting. Moments later, he goes in for an identical challenge on Jake Carroll, winning the ball again, but this time he sees a yellow card brandished in his direction. Well, that fella needs to be careful, because if he carries on like that, he'll be seeing a red one shortly. I mean, do you know what I mean? It looks a bit OTT in my opinion, but still, there you go. And there's another goal. There's another goal at Parkhead. And it's 2-0 now, and there's a penalty appeal. Looks like that goal that I've just talking about was a penalty. And Giacomakis has scored again. I think it's probably a penalty. And he's probably converted the penalty, because the BBC website isn't the fastest in getting things onto their site, but still, never mind. Bless them. There's been another goal. This one has come at Partick Thistle and Hamilton. Partick Thistle have taken a one. Partick Thistle have fallen behind by 1-0 to Hamilton Accies. So there you go. And it looks like it's been scored by Andy Ryan. Yeah, so Gianmarco Miakis has scored twice now. And there's another goal coming in. Oh, no, yeah, this is the Celtic one. So, yeah, Georgios Giacomakis has got the second one. Yeah, fair play to him. I'm just going to call him, for the rest of the afternoon, I'm just going to call him Georgios because I have real trouble with Greek people's names. So fair play to him anyway. Not another goal, Jesus. And it's Aberdeen 0, Hibs 1 now. Wow. The goals are really flying in now. It's Aberdeen 0, Hibernian 1. And that was scored by Chris Cadden. Let's see if we can find out how that goal was scored. And that's not good news for Aberdeen. Yeah, so it's an own goal by Calvin Ramsey, and that means it's Aberdeen 0, Hibernian 1. Not good news at all for Aberdeen, and yeah, that's pretty shocking actually to be honest. But still, there you go. So here we go. After 20 minutes, it's Aberdeen 0, Hibernian 1. It's Celtic 2, Ross County 0. It's Heart Midlothian 1, Livingston 0. And there's a goal at St Johnstone. There's another goal. It's St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and yeah, so Callum Hendry of St Johnstone with a header from the centre of the box to the top right corner, and that was assisted by Melker Halberg with a cross. So St Johnstone have equalised against Motherwell. So it's now St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and it's still St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. So yeah, there's a lot of excitement. Only 20 minutes gone, and we've had a few goals already. And Grant McRoberts says Aberdeen v Hibs will be 0-0. Both teams can't score. And what we got on the TV tomorrow? Yeah, there's the FA Cup, Joanne. Man City and Southampton. I think Chelsea are playing tonight. I'll come back to you with the other two in a minute. Grant McRoberts says, hope Kilmarnock bottle the league. Don't want them back. The less plastic pitches in our league, the better. Yeah. I know, yeah, I've heard there's a lot of plastic pitches now in Scotland. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, to be honest, because I don't like them, I have to say, because I just don't think it's natural. I really don't. I just don't like it. I really don't. I have to agree with you, mate. And but Is it the reason they've done it is because they think that it helps guarantee the games to get played? But so what is the reason why these teams keep putting plastic pitches down? I just don't understand it. I don't get it. So what do you reckon, Grant? Why do you think that is? And what's your team, Grant? Who do you support? Like I said earlier, I'm an Arsenal fan. And in Scotland, my teams are Celtic and Dunfermline Athletic, for obvious reasons. That's where my dad was from, and yeah, he brought me up to like those two. So there you go. But to be honest, he wasn't really that bothered about Celtic and Rangers at all, to be quite honest. But out of the two of them, he preferred Celtic. They say it's for finances and I'm Rangers. Well, fair play to you, mate. What do you think about the draw for Rangers in the Europa League? Are you happy with that? Do you think that they can beat? They can get them for us. I think is it the quarterfinals now? It's that. Be amazing if they could play West Ham in the final, wouldn't it? For you guys, I bet you'd absolutely love that. It'd be it'd be amazing, an amazing event. It really would. So, Joanne, you were asking about what games are going on tomorrow. So, oh, hold on. I'm happy with the draw. It is easiest one we could have got. I just want to see a West Ham Rangers final, mate. I have to be honest. But obviously, for obvious reasons, I want to see West Ham win it. Sorry, mate. I can't lie to you. I have to be honest. Being a Celtic fan, one of my best mates is a Rangers fan, so I'm not. There's one thing I can't stand. It's discrimination, and I just can't bear like all of the nonsense that goes around on between the old firm. I just can't. I can't bear it, and yeah, and I've had some bad experiences because of the team I support, but I'm not going to get into it. I just don't see the point, really. But this business you were going on about the pitches and about it being about finance, is it because they think that they can like hire out the pitch and use it more frequently than what they would a normal grass pitch? Or is it because there's less games like postponed? What's it all about? Because I don't get it. Honestly, I don't. The only thing I could possibly put it down to is, like I said just now, the fact that they're able to hire out the pitches and whatnot. Because it's, the plastic pitch is not going to get so worn out as a grass pitch would. Anyway, Joanne, you were asking about the matches tomorrow, so let's have a quick butchers at that. So right, so here you go. These are the games tomorrow. So we got Crystal Palace against Everton, Southampton against Man City, and Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. So, and they're quite evenly spaced out. So Southampton Palace against Everton is 12:30. Southampton against Man City, which is the clash for the Warren's Team Talk banner, that's at 3. And Forest against Liverpool at 6:00. And then the Premier League tomorrow, you've got Leicester against Brentford and Tottenham against West Ham. Tottenham West Ham, obviously, it's a massive game for the race for the top 4. And then Tomorrow as well is Dundee against Rangers. That should be an easy win for Rangers, I would have thought. And then the Championship, you've got QPR against Peterborough United. And then there's 3 games in the Women's FA Cup. Ipswich Town against West Ham, Man City against Everton, and Chelsea against Birmingham City. And some absolutely outstanding games in the World Cup in the Oceania section. The Cook Islands against Tahiti and the Solomon Islands against Vanuatu. Jesus, I've never even heard of that place. I don't even know where it is. So there you go. So let's get back to this. And there's been another goal. And surely now that's it. It's all over at Parkhead. Celtic 3, Ross County 0. Let's go and check that out. Oh, no, I didn't mean to put that on. Let's see what's going on there. And Maeda has scored for Celtic. And there's a red card. There's a red card. Oh, my goodness. It's not off. That's it. You're off. It's not often I get to do that. So I enjoyed that one. But let's see what that red card was all about. And the red card, a bad day gets worse for Ross County as Kanye Ramsey is sent packing for a reckless challenge. So there you go. Yeah, it looks like it might be a long afternoon for Ross County now. The poor fellas from Dingwall, they could end up getting really badly beaten now if they're not careful. The 3-0 down and a red card. And there's another goal. There's another goal. So it's Raith Rovers 2, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1. Raith Rovers in front. The goal there was scored by Matej Popatelnik. I think that's how you say his name. Poplatnik. Maybe. I'm not sure really. So yeah, there you go. So let's look at the scores. Let's look at the scores. So currently it's Aberdeen 0, Hibernian 1, Celtic 3, Ross County 0. Ross County have had a man sent off in that game as well. It's Heart Midlothian 1, Livingston 0. It's St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. So there you go. And there's about half an hour gone now in those games. So it's been an exciting start to the afternoon, I have to say. I'm very happy with that. And Grant says, I don't get it either. It's quite embarrassing that full-time teams can't use real grass. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, mate. I really do. I mean, if they want to have a plastic pitch, then fine. But don't have it as the pitch for the pitch where you play your like professional games on. have it as like another pitch that you use. You know, if they want to do it, they want to make money and hire out pitches and whatnot, then get some land, put a plastic pitch down, and you can use that like as a training pitch or hire it out to people and make money like that. But don't use it as your main pitch. That's what I think. I mean, where I live, the local hockey team play on a plastic pitch, and they hire it out for people to use and whatnot. But they're a tiny little hockey team. They're not even in the top league. They're like, I think they're about 4 tiers down or something like that. So I can understand why they would do it, but I just think, and I know that years ago, Arsenal had a plastic pitch, not obviously at Highbury. This was back in the day when they played at Highbury, and they had like they built a training centre, and it was called the JVC Centre, and it was an indoor thing, and inside there, they had a proper full-size pitch, and it was on plastic grass, right? And they used to hire it out and make money, because I played on it with my mates like years and years ago when I was a lot younger than I am now and a lot more fit and able to do it. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you, Grant. Joanne Smith says, are we doing any predictions this week? No, I didn't do it this week because I only ever do it when there's a full set of Premiership fixtures. And because there isn't, I decided not to do it. Mick, the Norwich fan, he sent me some predictions for 3 of the games that are being played this week. But I only normally do it when there's like a full set of Premier League fixtures, because it's just a bit mad otherwise. So no, Joanne, but we can, if you want, just for a laugh, we could do the international fixtures next weekend. I'll pick out, say, 10 from that, and we can try and predict those just for a bit of a laugh, if you like. Joanne says okay, and a smiley face. I'll go for a Middlesbrough win tonight. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? And I've been to Middlesbrough, Jesus Christ. I've been there once, twice, 3 times. I've been there twice to see Arsenal, and I went there to see Middlesbrough play Bournemouth in the FA Cup. I went there to see Arsenal play Middlesbrough in the FA Cup in 1984 when Middlesbrough beat Arsenal 3-2. Charlie Nicholas scored an absolute screamer of a goal in that game from the left-hand side of the pitch, and he like curled it into the top right-hand corner of the goal. And that was a really interesting day because I went up with my neighbours who were all Borough fans, and before the game we went to visit this guy's granny, and she made me a cup of tea, bless her. And I hate tea, I can't stand it, but because I didn't want to upset her or hurt her feelings, I drank it. Oh God, it made me feel ill. But yeah, and then we went into a local pub, and this pub is well known for being really, really dodgy pub. And I went in there, and before we went in, my mate said to me, Warren, whatever you do, don't fucking say anything, because if they hear your accent, they're going to rip you apart. We went in there, and there was about 1, 2, 3. There was 4 of us, because there was my neighbour, there were 2 girls who lived just down the road from me, and one of their boyfriends, and then me. And we were in the pub, and Ed, my neighbour, he wanted to get drinks, and he asked one of them to asked me what I wanted to drink, and I thought, oh, no. So I just asked for a pint, and then this guy who was in the pub said, "Oi, there's a bloody Cockney behind me." And I thought, oh, here we go, that's it. And he said, no, and I was only about 17 at the time, and he said, "Listen, mate, you're fine. Don't worry. Just make sure you stay here. Don't, whatever you do, go down that end of the pub because they'll kill you." Right? And so I said, "Well, thanks, mate. Thanks for letting me know." And I was all right, but fucking hell, that was scary. I'm telling you, well, scary. Joanne says, "We could do the internationals. You read my mind." Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it, Joanne. I'll send out something on maybe Thursday. And yeah. And Craig Malloy says, "We need 2 strikers, 2 midfielders, centre back, left back, right back in the summer." Yeah. Just so you know, everyone, Craig's an Arsenal fan, and he's saying that's what he's saying. And we need 2 strikers, 2 midfielders, centre back, left back, and right back in the summer. I agree with you. I think we need a goalkeeper as well if Leno's going. And Joanne Smith says, "My cat's eating cheese and onion sandwich. Fill and laugh out loud. Should be blowing off tonight." Oh, God dear, oh, Lord. Yeah, my dog used to like blowing off, and it was disgusting. It really was. Anyway, so let's get back to the football. And there's been a goal at petition. It's Aberdeen 1, Hibernian 1. Let's go and see what we can find out about that one. Lewis Ferguson at Aberdeen converts the penalty with a right-footed shot to the bottom left-hand corner. So Aberdeen got a penalty there. The penalty was conceded by Rocky Bashir with a handball in the penalty area. So there you go. Aberdeen level. It's 1-1 there. So that'll ease some of the pressure. But they really need to be winning that game, in my opinion. So as it stands at the moment, with just over 40 minutes gone in all of our games, it's Aberdeen 1, Hibernian 1, Celtic 3, Ross County 0, Heart of Midlothian 1, Livingston 0, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. So there you go. Few minutes to go till half time, and that's the standings in the league. If it stays like that, Celtic will move 6 points clear of Rangers, but Rangers will have a game in hand. Hearts will be on 53 points, and St Mirren will move ahead of Hibernian into 4th place. Hibs will slip down. St Mirren will be a point ahead of Hibernian. Livingston will slip down to 6th on 37 points. Motherwell will move up to 7th on 37 points. Ross County will be on 36 points, as will Dundee United. So, yeah, there we go. That's how it is at the present. Let's go back here. Look at the comments. Joanne Smith says, "Yes, Craig, I agree. And the rest with a new manager." Yeah, I completely agree, Joanne. He's not the man. He really isn't. Despite, them beating, winning games that we should be winning. And yet today that was a good result. I'm not going to say it wasn't. I mean, remember when I was younger, Arsenal and Villa were like going toe to toe in the league, but it's not good enough. We're the third biggest team in the country. We should be acting like it, not acting like we're a mid-table club, just one promotion from the Championship and things like that. Joanne Smith, absolutely 100%, says Craig Malloy. Yeah. I have to admit, I didn't really see the game. I was listening to it while I was getting ready for this show today, so I couldn't really concentrate too much on it. But I could, little bits that I did see looked like it was quite a feisty game, and looked like Granit Xhaka and Tyrone Mings were squaring up to each other at one point. And Craig Malloy says, Warren, Aston Villa were poor today. Yeah, and I don't know, man. I'm just not convinced about this manager. I mean, I saw this thing what I did the other day. I don't know if any of you saw it, with the league tables of comparing the top six in England with each other, and then a comparison of our Arsenal and like Liverpool, Manchester United, Man City, and Chelsea, and it was shocking. And particularly this season, Arsenal haven't managed to get a single point off any of those teams. Not one. And I think we've only scored 3 goals and we conceded about 18. It was absolutely shocking. Joanne says, I just listened to Lee and Ola. It was that bad. We were all talking about holiday destinations. Were they really boring? Because I've had, and was it a really boring game? Because, like I say, I was like concentrating on getting this thing sorted out here, because I like to be able to show you all the lineups, formations, and that when we get the game. So I wasn't really able to watch it. But yeah, I mean, normally 12:30 kickoffs aren't good for Arsenal. They really struggle normally in those sorts of games. But yeah, but I agree with Craig about what we need. But what I don't want to see is us going into the transfer market and spending another 200 and odd million pound buying backup players, which is what we did last summer. I want to see established stars. Not that I think we'll be able to attract them, particularly if we don't. Well, I don't think it matters if we get Champions League football or not, because we signed Aubameyang and Lacazette when we were outside of the Champions League. But we need to get established stars and not backup players, because Ramsdale, good signing. Tomiyasu, when he first came, I was quite impressed, but I think he'd be a good backup right back, but that's about it. Ben White, I want him sold. I don't think he's good enough. He has a few good games here and there, particularly against teams that we should be beating. And Sambi Lokonga, we haven't seen for weeks on end now. And Martin Odegaard, I'm sorry, I'm not convinced. I'm not. I think he could be a good squad player. But if we want to be challenging for the Champions League and the Premier League title, he is not going to cut the mustard. He isn't. He is not good enough. That game the other night against Liverpool proved it. So there you go. But we need a backup goalkeeper if Leno goes. We need a top quality centre back. We need a backup left back, and we need a new right back. Right? we also need at least 2 midfield players. We need someone, top quality central midfield player to replace Granit Xhaka. And I want that person to be a CDM. And I want Thomas Partey to, most of the time, be able to play like as a box-to-box midfielder, because I think that's what he is. I don't think he's a CDM. I don't. Yeah, he's strong in the tackle and all the rest of it, but I see him more as someone who can rampage forward and join the attack and whatnot. But also with him, the good thing is, if we needed to, we could play with him and his partner as a CDM pairing in the at the base of the midfield if we wanted to. So that's why I think we need a CDM. Then we need another creative midfield player or a backup midfield player who can play centre midfield. And then we need a number 10 as well, a proper number 10, not this bloody imitation of a number 10 that we've got at the moment. And then we need at least 2 strikers, may even need 3. So we've got to spend, I'd say, at least £350 million in the summer, at least. Isn't it that the majority of kickoff times that ain't good for Arsenal? Joanne, you're priceless. Yeah, well, it's true, though. It is true. Dale Boy Gunner TV is in the house. Hi, Warren. Hi, Joe and Craig. How you doing, mate? What's the crack? What's the bleeding story, Dale Boy? I hope that your fan cams went well, mate. Did you have any wrong uns come on? Any AFTV people? No, I seriously, mate, I hope it went well. I sent you, I don't know if you saw it, but I emailed you some a PowerPoint presentation with a load of slides in it from the thing I did the other day. I hope that's helpful for you. And if you ever want any slides or whatnot doing for any shows you're going to do, if I can try and help you out like that, I'm happy to do it. But just let me know. All right. Joanne says, hi, Del Boy. And Del Boy, Joanne says, hi, Del Boy, what's the crack? And Arteta, Craig Malloy said, Arteta said to Gerrard, come round to my house for some waffles and coffee. Excellent. Yes, your mate Julian was on. I bet he was absolutely delighted, wasn't he? Was he at the game? Let me just check the scores from the matches. So it's half time now in all of our games. It's Aberdeen 1, Hibernian 1, Celtic 3, Ross County 0. Yes, come on, you boys. Heart Midlothian 1, Livingston 0, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. So that's a half-time scores in the Scottish Premiership. And let me go back to the chat. And Joanne says, Warren, just say what I'm going to say. Laugh out loud. Did Julian come on your show? Oh, God, that's disgusting. Oh, no. Oh, God. That's making me feel ill. Craig Malloy at Delboy Gunner TV. What's the bleeding story, fella? Pick up. Mate, Delboy, you have created a new, what do you call it? You added a new phrase to the YouTube language, the YouTube dictionary, along with big up and a couple of other ones that I'm not going to mention. So fair play to you, my man. So let's have a look at some of the other scores up and down the country. Let's have a look, see what's going on. So yeah, Middlesbrough against Chelsea tonight, 5:15. And in the English Championship, it finished today. Derby County 1, Coventry City 1, and Sheffield United 2, Barnsley 0. Big derby game there, the Yorkshire Derby. Well, not the Yorkshire Derby, a derby in Yorkshire. And then it's currently at half-time. It's Bristol City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0, Huddersfield Town 0, AFC Bournemouth 2, Hull City 0, Luton Town 1, Reading 0, Blackburn Rovers 0, Stoke City 1, Millwall 0, Swansea City 0, Birmingham City 0, and League One. Highlights there: Charlton Athletic 2, Burton Albion 0, Cheltenham Town 0, AFC Wimbledon 1, and Plymouth Argyle 2, Accrington Stanley 0, Rotherham United 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, and Wigan 2, Morecambe 0, and Rotherham United 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. All the other games are currently sat at 0-0. And in League 2, it's Barrow 0, Carlisle United 1, Crawley Town 1, Swindon Town 0, Leyton Orient 1, Rochdale 1, Northampton Town 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Salford City 2, Scunthorpe United 0, Sutton United 1, Tranmere Rovers 0. And in the National League, currently at half-time, it's Aldershot Town 0, Kings Lynn Town 1. I've been to that ground, and the police at that place are an absolute nightmare. They're so over the top, it's not ridiculous. Mate of mine, we went there to see Aldershot Town play Maidstone United, and a mate of mine had a rattle, right? Like one of those old rattles that they used to have in the 50s, and they like ring it around like that and make a noise. He had it confiscated because the police said it was an offensive weapon. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. Barnet 0, Woking 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Notts County 1. Dover Athletic 0, Yeovil Town 1. Solihull Moors 3, Eastleigh 1. Southend United 2, Altrincham 0. Stockport 0, Wealdstone 2. Jesus. Dad's not going to be happy about that, that's for sure. I hope that's not the start of the wheels coming off for him, because I just hope it isn't, because poor old Dan, he's not going to take that very well. And why should he? See, is any other scores, any local clubs to hear? Braintree Town 0, Maidstone United 0 in the National League South, and Tunbridge Angels 1, Chippenham Town 0, and Welling United 1, Chelmsford City 0. The Scottish Championship is Arbroath 0, Ayr United 0, Kilmarnock 1, Queen of the South 0, Partick Thistle 0, Hamilton Academicals 2, and Wraith Rovers 2, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1. So there you go. let's go back here. It's still half time in our featured games. So we'll put that on there and let's go back to the chat. Craig Malloy, Del Boy Gunner, what's on? Yeah, we've had that. And Del Boy, I sent some screenshot of what Arteta sexuals are saying. I'll send them to you. Oh, sorry. Del Boy, I sent Lee some screenshots of what Arteta sexuals are saying. I'll send them to you. Joanne, can you send them to me as well? I'd like to see that. It'd be quite entertaining. Craig Malloy, how many apples grow on trees? All of them. Craig, you and Taib are absolutely potty. You really are. And talking about Taib, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, like, I was watching Lee Gunner the other night, and he went in to Lee Gunner's chat and asked some question or whatever. I didn't see what the question was. And Lee Gunner said, oh, yeah, Taib. He said, Taib, you asked some really off-key questions. he said, Taib, you asked some really off-key questions. And I thought, yeah, that's the Taib that comes in to my chat as well. Because he does. It's absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love it. So, yeah. And so, who do you think you guys think's going to win the FA Cup quarterfinals? And what do you think about the Champions League draws from the other day? And who do you think's going to end up winning the Champions League? What do you reckon? Put it in the comments. Tell me. Let's have a chat about it. And let's have a chat as well about where we think Arsenal are going to finish. Because I didn't think they'd win that game today. I thought it was going to be a 1-1 draw. But they held on, so fair play to them. But I think we've been quite fortunate, really, because when we played these teams in these games recently, apart from Liverpool, most of the teams we played have been under strength or they've not played particularly well. But I'm just wondering, is it because the way we've played, or is it because they're in bad form, or what is it that's going on? Because I don't think we're all that. And for me, it was shown the other night when we played Liverpool that we got outclassed. I'm sorry, but I think we did. I've heard people say, yeah, we played really well in the first half. I'm sorry, but I didn't see that. I didn't see us peppering Liverpool's goal in the first half. For me, that's playing well when you start peppering the opposition's goal. And I didn't see us do that. Yeah, I think we defended quite well, but I don't think that Liverpool with that, I don't think they ever looked really that bothered. And then that when you consider that they had two of their best players on the bench the other night for that game, that just shows you what they think about us. They obviously don't see us as a threat. And that's why I think all these opposition managers keep praising Mikel Arteta for the job he's doing at Arsenal, because they want him to stay in. Let's be honest about it. If they saw him as a threat, they'd be going, yeah, he needs to move on. He's not going to be able to do anything at Arsenal. You're not going to give him the backing and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, you just got to ask yourself, what is the motivation for saying that he's a good manager? The thing is, at the end of the day, if he stays at Arsenal, then all the time he's at Arsenal aren't going to be a threat to the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and so on and so forth. Grant McRoberts is back. I think Bayern will win the Champions League. They look really strong. I think Arsenal will get top 4, but only because United and Spurs are bad. Yeah, I completely agree with you, mate, but it won't make much difference. Yeah, I don't see. I'm glad you said that, Grant, because I can't see what all the fascination is amongst Arsenal supporters for top 4. What is it they think that Arsenal are going to get from finishing 4? Yes, they will go into the Champions League, but so what? So what? They're just going to get another minimum 6 games next season and play against some of Europe's best clubs. But that's it. It's not going to do anything else. They're not going to get a trophy out of it. They're not necessarily going to guarantee getting new players. They're not. So I don't understand what it is. And if Arsenal do get top 4, they will, and they qualify for the Champions League, I reckon they'll go out in the first round. I really do. They'll either get dumped into the Europa League, and that's the best case scenario, or they'll be booted out of Europe completely, and they'll end up out of Europe completely. So I just don't see what the fascination is for it. And I honestly believe Aussie Gooner said this, and I agree with him, that he doesn't think the Cronkies want Arsenal to get top 4. Because if they do, they know they're going to have to spend shitloads of money to make Arsenal competitive. They are. They're going to have to spend, I reckon, at least £300 million, right, to make Arsenal competitive in the Champions League, and they're not going to do it. The Cronkies want Arsenal to be self-sustaining. They don't want to pump in their own money. And I think from next season that the financial fair play comes back into play. I'm not sure, so don't hold me to that, but I've got a feeling it does, because at the moment it's suspended. They said, no, you don't have to worry about it. You can just spend whatever you want. And I just can't see them doing it, because the Cronkies want Arsenal to work on their business model is a self-sustaining model, not having some sugar daddy pumping in millions and millions and millions of pounds. And because they would have to, in order to make Arsenal really competitive, they would have to. And Grant says Arsenal spent 20 years in the Champions League and not doing what is required to win it. Absolutely. And the league. Until they get an elite manager, that can change the mentality. The club will remain standstill. 100%, Grant. You're absolutely right, mate. You are. But I think it goes higher than that as well. It's not just the manager, the elite manager, because if we had Antonio Conte, say, come to Arsenal, right? Personally, I don't think we'd get him, because he would look at the Cronkies, he'd hear their business model and what they wanted to do, he'd say thanks, but no thanks, because he wants to win, and he would be able to see that it would not be possible with them running the show. That's my opinion of it. And then you've got likes of Edu, Vinay, and Richard Garlick and all the rest of them. I just can't see it working. I really can't. Anyway, let's get back to this. The second half has now started in our games, and it's currently Aberdeen 1, Hibernian 1. There's 53 minutes been played there. It's 50 minutes have been played at Celtic Park, and it's Celtic 3, Ross County 0. 53 minutes gone at Tynecastle, and it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0. And at St Johnstone, it's currently St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1. 53 minutes gone there. And Love Street, it's Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. 51 minutes gone there. So there you go. So Grant, do you think that Rangers will win their Europa League quarter final? Let's get it up. Let's have a look. Right. So okay, so here we go. This is the Europa League quarter-final, right? It's RB Leipzig against Atalanta, Eintracht Frankfurt against Barcelona. That'd be a good game. Sporting Braga against Rangers, and West Ham against Lyon. So who do you think will get through to the semi-final? For me, I think it'll be Leipzig, Barcelona, Rangers, and West Ham. Right? I do. And then the semi-finals, Leipzig could be Leipzig against West Ham, and then Barcelona against Rangers, which means that potentially could be a West Ham Rangers final. Wow, that'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? And then the Champions League. So Benfica and Liverpool, Manchester City and Atletico Madrid, Chelsea and Real Madrid, and Villarreal against Bayern Munich. So for me, I'd say Liverpool. I think Atleti will beat Manchester City. I really do, just because of Don Diego. Chelsea, I think, will beat Real Madrid, and I think Bayern will beat Unai Emery's Villarreal. But Bayern will have to be on it, because they're not, Unai will win that, I'm telling you. And then the semi-finals, could see Man City or Atleti against Chelsea or Real Madrid, and then Liverpool against Villarreal or Bayern Munich. So should be interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let's have a chat about it. So it's nearly an hour gone now in the games, and it's still Aberdeen 1, Hibernian 1, Celtic 3, Ross County 0, Heart Midlothian 1, Livingston 0, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and St Mirren 1, Dundee United 0. And And Grant says, yes, I think Rangers will beat Braga. I think they will as well, mate, to be honest. Rangers can't get Barca, mate. We get Leipzig or Atalanta. Oh, dear. I messed that up, didn't I? Oh, well, never mind. But how do you think you'd get on against those two? Either one of those two, whoever wins that tie between Atalanta and Leipzig. Be interesting, though. Be good. Do you get to go to many games, Grant? Right. So I'm going to go round the grounds now and see what's going on in these games now. So let's go up to Petrodry, see what's going on there in the game between Aberdeen and Hibernian. And Aberdeen's man of the match so far looks like it is Ferguson with an average rating of 6.6, and Hibernians Hibernians, it looks like, is Stevenson. He's their man of the match. And let's look at the match stats. So Aberdeen currently are having 61% possession. Hibs have only had 39. Not that I think possession stats are that indicative of who's the better team. And Aberdeen have had 9 shots with 3 shots on target, and Hibernian have had 2 with no shots on target. But hold on a minute, isn't it 1-1? So how the hell have they managed to score a goal if they haven't had a shot on target? That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Aberdeen have had 3 corners, and Hibs have had 5. Lineup. And Aberdeen have had 11 corners, and Hibernian have had Aberdeen had 11 have made 11 fouls, and so have Hibernian. So there you go. That is the Aberdeen Hibernian game so far today. Let's go back now and look at what the match stats and so on and so forth are saying at Celtic Park. And there's been a goal. I believe that there has been a goal. Hold on just a sec. Let me just make sure that I'm not looking at old out-of-date information. No, I don't think I am, people. I don't think that I am. So there we go. It's come in the St Mirren Dundee United game. It's St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1 now. And let's see what we can find out about that game, where that goal came from, how it was scored, and all that carry on. So, so Dylan Levitt of Dundee United took a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the centre of the goal to equalise for Dundee United. So it now stands St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1, and that goal was scored in the 57th minute. There you go. So that's good news for Dundee United. They've got themselves on level terms. And there's been another goal. I think. Am I right? Am I wrong? I might be wrong, actually. No, and it's come... So it's now Hearts 2, Livingston 0. And let's go and find out about that one. Barry Mackay of Heart Midlothian, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the top right corner, and that was assisted by Nathaniel Atkinson with a cross. So Hearts increased their lead to 2-0. Fantastic. A fantastic scoreline there for Hearts, cementing their place in third. And there's another goal. My goodness. And this one has come at Celtic Park, and it's now Celtic 4, Ross County 0. And dear, no, please, not him. Oh, God almighty. And Georgius has got himself a penalty, and I think that's his hat-trick. So, yeah, it's his hat-trick. So it's Celtic 4, Ross County 0, and there's been some other goals as well. So it's Aberdeen 2, Hibernian 1 now. So a massive win that will be for Aberdeen if they're able to hold on to that, because they're struggling at the wrong end of the table. 64 minutes gone there, and it's Aberdeen 2, Hibernian 1, and Ferguson has got a second penalty. So 2 penalties today for Aberdeen. And also, there's been other drama there as well. That's it. You're off. And it looks like Hibernian's Porteous has been sent off. I don't know whether it's because he had too much to say about the penalty, or whether or what happened. Let's go and find out and see if we can see. No, there's nothing. Dismissal, yeah. Ryan Porteous, Hibernian, is shown the red card. Penalty, Aberdeen. Ross McCrory draws a foul in the penalty area. And that was conceded by Ryan Porteous after a foul in the penalty area, and as a consequence, he was sent off. And then just a few minutes later, Lewis Stevenson from Hibernian is shown a yellow card. So here we go, guys. Here we go. Your book, son. So there you go. Looks like it might be getting a bit feisty at Petodry. So it looks like Hibson really need to make sure they keep their heads and don't do any other madness. But so let's have a quick roundup of the scores now. So it's Aberdeen 2, Hibernian 1, Celtic 4, Ross County 0. It's Heart of Midlothian 2, Livingston 0. St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. And let's have a quick look at the table. And if Aberdeen win that game, there will be just 1 point behind Ross County and St Mirren. If the scores stay the way they are, they will move up to 8th and on 37 points. Motherwell will be on 37 points. They'll be in 7th. And Dundee United will move to 6th. They will be on 37 points, equal on points with Livingston and Hibernian. So that means there'll be 5 sides on 37 points, starting with Hibs in 4th, all the way down to St Mirren in 8th. And yeah, so between 4th and 10th, there's only 2 points separating those 6 clubs, which is incredible. It really is. So let's go and check out the match stats at Celtic Park. So where are they? Oh, here we go. Here it is. So Celtic have had 82% possession and Ross County have had 18%. Celtic have had 20 shots and Ross County have had 2. Celtic have had 9 shots on target. Ross County have had 1. Celtic have won 12 corners. Ross County have won 3. Celtic have committed 4 fouls and Ross County have committed 8. Hearts, let's go now to Tynecastle and see what's been going on in the Heart of Midlothian Livingston game. And so, Hearts have had 61% possession. Livingston have had 39%. Hearts have had 11 shots and Livingston have had 3. Hearts have had 4 shots on target and Livingston have had 1. Hearts have won 4 corners and Livingston have won 4. There's been 8 fouls committed by Hearts and 7 by Livingston. Now, let's go to St Johnstone against Motherwell. And the score stands currently 1 apiece. Hendry gave St Johnstone the lead in the 21st minute, and Van Veen gave Motherwell the lead in the 12th minute, and Hendry equalised for St Johnstone in the 21st minute. Let's look at the match stats. So, St Johnstone have had 55% possession and Motherwell have had 45%. St Johnstone have had 3 shots. Motherwell have had 4. St Johnstone have had 1 shot on target. Motherwell have had 2. And St Johnstone have had 1 corner. Motherwell have had 3. And St Johnstone have committed 12 fouls as opposed to Motherwell's 8. So there you go. And then let's go now to Love Street. I'm assuming it's still called Love Street. Always was when I was a youngster. It was always known as Love Street, St Mirren's ground. And it's currently there. St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. Henderson gave St Mirren the lead after 3 minutes, an early lead there for St Mirren. And Levitt equalised for Dundee United in the 57th minute. And the match stats for this one, St Mirren have had 43% possession. Dundee United have had 57%. Then St Mirren have had 8 shots. Dundee United have had 10. And St Mirren have had 1 shot on target. And Dundee United 3. St Mirren have had 10 corners. Dundee United have had 5. And St Mirren have committed 5 fouls. And Dundee United have had 7. So there you go. That is us up to date with the scores. And there's 74 minutes gone. And it's Aberdeen 2, Hibernian 1. It's 69 minutes gone. It's Celtic 4, Ross County 0. And it's currently Hearts 2, Livingston 0. 73 minutes gone there. And 69 minutes gone in the Celtic Ross County game. And it's St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1. 72 minutes gone there. And it's currently St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. And it's 74 minutes being played there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a quick departure. I am just going to see what's going on with the Six Nations, because there's a bit of a shock here. Look at that. Wales 21, Italy 22. Italy's first win for something like 7 years, I think. Yeah, there you go. Their first win since 2015. Fantastic win for the Italians there in Cardiff, I guess. Yeah. And let's see. Later today, is it, what time's that? Yeah, so 5:15 tonight. It's Ireland against Scotland, and then 8 o'clock, it's France against England. France are on course to win the Grand Slam, I believe. So there you go. If you're a rugby union fan, it's the last day of the Six Nations today. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the football. Let's have a look and see what's going on in the Championship. It's Bristol City 1, West Brom 1. It's Huddersfield Town 0, Bournemouth 3. Hull City 0, Luton Town 3. Reading 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. And Stoke 2, Millwall 0. And Swansea City 0, Birmingham City 0. So there you go. All very exciting stuff there. Right, let's go back to the chat, because I'm sure there's a few there waiting for me. Right. Grant says, I think those teams are beatable. If we play our own game, we should be fine. I don't really go to the games, would love to, but the ground is always a sellout. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. But I think the good thing for Rangers was when you beat Dortmund, that must have given the team so much belief and self-confidence, that win. It really must. Grant McRoberts says, Porteous sending off isn't a shock. He's a Scottish granny shagger. Man, he thinks he's a half man. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Granite Xhaka's a bloody clown, mate, in my opinion. He's an absolute liability. Grant Roberts says, Italy might finally stop winning the wooden spoon. Laughing emoji. Yeah, exactly. because that's their first win in the tournament for the last 7 years. Let's have a quick look and see if we can see what their standing is in the table. Let's go. And let's have a look. Right, so here we go. Yeah, that's not going to happen. They're still going to win the wooden spoon. Wales have got 7 points. Yeah, look at that. Italy sat bottom with 4 points. Wales are 5th with 7. Scotland are 4th with 10. England are 3rd with 10. Ireland 2nd with 16, and France are top with 18. If Scotland win today and Ireland get thumped, Scotland could end up finishing above England, which would be pretty cool. But there you go. Let's go back to the chat. And Craig Malloy says, Warren, will you be watching Middlesbrough v Chelsea on BBC One? I may well do. If I can get myself sorted out in time to watch that, I will do. If not, I'll be watching for the start of the second half. I think Chelsea will win that. I really do. It'll be interesting to see how. I really hope that. What's that kid's name? Who plays for Middlesbrough? The guy from Arsenal who's on loan, the striker. I'll be really interested to see how he gets on. Let's see if the teams are out for that. I'm just gonna see if I can get that up. Hold on just a second. Joanne says, I think I'll watch the match, so I'm going out now. Have a lovely time, Joanne. I'll try and message you later. I hope you have a great, great time. Don't forget to watch the Earth Files YouTube channel. I'm sure you'll love it. The presenter is a lady by the name of Linda Moulton Howe. She's absolutely massive in the YouTube community, UFO community. She knows a lot about crop circles as well. And she's got 2 cats who regularly come on stream with her. Yeah, so I think you'll love it. So check it out. Taib says, hi, Warren. You all right, mate? I'm good, fella. Nice to see you, Taib. Craig Malloy says, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool tomorrow, and Real Madrid v Barcelona. I really want to watch that Real Madrid versus Barca because I will laugh my fucking socks off if Aubameyang scores at least once against Real Madrid. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him scoring against Barca and then doing like one of his flips, pulling his shirt off, and then with a message on it which says, fuck you, Arteta. I love it. I really would. And Joanne, no, I'm not going out now. Oh, sorry, Joanne. Cats, I'm looking after my friend's cats next month. So that will be 6 cats at mine for a few days. Do they get on all right together, though? Because I used to have a cat, and one of the neighbours, there was some neighbours who had a cat, and he absolutely hated this cat. And then there was other ones just down the road that he absolutely loved this other cat. Craig says Warren Aubameyang has scored 7 goals in 10 games. So there you go. There you go. It just proves that he was Arteta out, and he thought Arteta was a prick, as the legend that is Jez always says, calls him. And yeah, it just proves that it's Arteta can't coach experienced players because they don't fucking take him seriously. And that's why he should never have been given the Arsenal job. Craig, that's all right, was the prolific lacquer on our team. Craig, that's all right, was the prolific lacquer on our team. Laugh out loud. But yeah, that's another thing, though. Unai Emery got lacquer banging as well. He had lacquer banging. He had a Aubameyang banging. It's just this clown who hasn't. I'm telling you something now, right? You watch when lacquer goes next season, whoever he starts playing for, I bet you he's got banging goals left, right, and centre as well. We have, laugh out loud, says Taib. Joanne says they will get on in the end. They're fairly good, although slyly will have another black male cat to look at. Oh dear. It sounds like it's going to be entertaining in your house, Joanne, that's for sure. Craig Malloy says Taib, exactly. And Craig Malloy says Warren, Lacquer lacks everything. Yeah, he lacks a decent fucking coach. That's the problem. I'm telling you, if he wherever he goes next season, you watch him start fucking scoring goals. And Grant Roberts says Emery is such a good manager. To get that average Villarreal side to a Champions League quarter final is remarkable. Yeah, and we fucking sacked him. It's an absolute joke. They wanted him in place of this one. And there's been another goal, and it's come at Petition. There you go, guys. It's Aberdeen 3, Hibernian 1. And it's come from Besugen in the 80th minute, assisted by Watkins. Let's see if we can go and find out a bit more about that. Vicente Besugen, Aberdeen, has a right-footed shot from the centre of the goal to the high centre of the goal, assisted by Marley Watkins with a cross. There you go. And there's been 3 substitutions. Hibs have ringed the changes. Ewan Henderson comes on to replace Joe Newell. Josh O'Connor replaces Elias Hoff-Melkerson. And Paul Hanlon replaces Louis Stevenson. So, yeah, they've obviously seen enough and thought, right, we need to do something drastic. But it's a bit late in the day to be making changes at this stage, mate. 3-1 down with 10 minutes to go. I mean, you know, you should have been thinking with 2-1 down for ages. You should have been thinking about making it much sooner than that. Petition, there's 86 minutes gone. There's only a few minutes left there now. It's Aberdeen 3, Hibernian 1. 83 minutes gone at Celtic Park, and it's Celtic 4, Ross County 0. 87 minutes gone at Tynecastle, and it's Hearts 2, Livingston 0. St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1. 86 minutes gone there. And at Love Street, it's St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. 87 minutes gone there. Right. There we go. There we go. Right. Now, let's go back to the chat. Grant, I was just going to I don't know if you've looked at my channel at all since you subscribed. But I have a series there called Scotland's Most Successful Football Club. What I'm doing is I worked out who the most successful football club was in Scottish football history, and I gave teams points for their victories in their league, for their finishes first to fourth in the 4 tiers of Scottish football, points for Scottish Cup victories, Scottish League Cup, and the Scottish, I can't remember what it's called, the league trophy thing, and also for any victories they had in Europe, any trophies or runners up they had in Europe, as well as domestic runners up and runners up where they may have been runners up in domestic cup competition. So you might want to go and check those out as well. I've done, I think, 4 episodes so far. I will be doing another one in a couple of weeks' time, I believe. So yeah, go and check that out because it's quite cool. And I like doing those sorts of things on my channel. So be interested to hear what you think about it anyway. Joanne Smith, that's the norm when players get away from Arteta and they play better. Yeah, exactly, Joanne. You know it makes sense. Taib says, Warren, I thought you had a problem with my off-key comments and Lee's chat. Laugh out loud. Sounded so serious. No, mate, not at all. I fucking loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I love your off-key comments. I really do. They're absolutely wild. You honestly, Taib, you make me laugh. Don't ever think I've been offended by anything you said in the chat. All right. If I was offended, I'd tell you. Don't worry about it. Okay. Joanne Smith said, if you fancy a trip to Norfolk in the summer, Warren, let me know, mate. Oh, bless you. Thank you. I would love to have a trip to Norfolk. I'll talk to you about that later. Craig Malloy says, Warren, Arsenal has scored 44 goals. Craig Malloy says, Warren, Arsenal scored 44 goals so far under Arteta. That's disgraceful. Under Emery, we scored 74 goals. Well, yeah, there you go. And I'm doing some work at the moment. I'm going to compare Arsenal's record against the top 6 and the top 4 under Arsene Wenger and Unai Emery against this clown's record, and we'll see what it comes out like. I reckon it's going to take me a few weeks to do it, but probably in about a month's time I'll have that ready. So that'll be interesting. Taib Hussain says, imagine Luton Town gaining promotion to the Premier League. Laugh out loud. Mate, they used to be in the tier 1 of English football. They even beat Arsenal in a League Cup final one year, and I was at Wembley to witness it. And I think they went 1-0 up, and then we equalised, and then went 2-1 up and absolutely battered them. And we had one shot cleared off the line. We should have gone 3-1 up, and that would have been game over. But they came back, equalised, and then won it 3-2. I was absolutely distraught. And Robert says, I'll check that out. Yeah, there's a playlist, right, on my channel, and it's called Scotland's Most Successful Football Club, I think. And you'll find all the episodes I've done so far. And I did one for England's Most Successful Football Club. I'm currently working on this Scottish one. And I love doing things like that. I've also done something called the Groundhopper Diaries, when I'll talk to you all about some of the grounds I've visited down the years and tell you about all the adventures I had. Oh, geez, I've had some right adventures, I can tell you, all over the place. Anyway, Joanne Smith says Arteta is about as good as England are in the Eurovision Song Contest. Well, it ain't that good then, is he? Christ, the UK is crap in the Eurovision Song Contest. Absolutely shocking. And I think there's been another goal, people. Yeah, there has. There's been another goal. There's been another goal. And it's come at St Johnstone. It's now St Johnstone 2, Motherwell 1. And Hendry's grabbed a second one. It potentially could be the winner. It's put St Johnstone 2-1 up against Motherwell. And yet there goes the final whistle. St Johnstone have won by 2-1 against Motherwell. And Hendry scored in the first minute of added on time to put St Johnstone 2-1 ahead. And that would prove to be the winner. And Callum Hendry took a left-footed shot from the left side of the box to the high centre of the goal, and that was assisted by Jacob Butfield. So there you go, people. St Johnstone 2, Motherwell 1. Good result for St Johnstone, and it's also finished at Petition. It's finished Aberdeen 3, Hibernian 1, and it finished St Johnstone 2, Motherwell 1, as we've seen, and it's finished Hearts 2, Livingston 0. When the other games finish, the Celtic game and the St Mirren game, I'm going to take you around the grounds, check out the match stats for those games, and look at some of the other 3 o'clock kickoffs today, see what the scores were there. And Joanne says, said that. Grant says, St Johnstone have fallen off a cliff. They were fantastic last season doing a double. They did do the double, didn't they? They done the double cup. They won the Scottish Cup and the Scottish League Cup. Have they still got the same manager, or did he move on? Because I know a lot of teams were looking at him. I think Celtic were looking at him at one point. But yeah, is he still there? Taib says, I've always liked Rangers from the Scottish League. Yeah, that's me and you just falling out, Taib. Grant will be very happy. He's a Rangers fan. But fair play to you, Taib. If that's your team, that's your team. Don't take any notice of me, mate. And yeah, Grant, thank you. Thank you for coming into the chat today. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. It's been great to get your insights about these matches. And another game has finished, and it's Celtic 4, Ross County 0. And it's currently... Oh, Dundee United have scored a late winner by the looks of it. Dramatic scenes at Love Street. It's St Mirren 1, Dundee United 2, and Dundee United have won. So let's get to look at that. Yeah, McNulty scored in the 6th minute of added on time to give Dundee United the win. And yeah, let's have a look, see what happened there. McNulty, Dundee United, scores with a header from very close range to the bottom right-hand corner. And then shortly after that, there was a booking. Your book, son. There was a booking, and the game ended St Mirren 1, Dundee United 2. So while we're here, let's look at the match stats then. So in the game, St Mirren had 45% possession. Dundee United had 55%. St Mirren had 10 shots. Dundee United had 14. St Mirren had 1 shot on target. Dundee United had 5. St Mirren had 11 corners. Dundee United had 9. Then St Mirren had committed 8 fouls, and Dundee United committed 8 as well. And the star performers for St Mirren today looks like it could possibly be Ronan. Yeah. No. It was Erhan. He got a rating of 9.13. So fair play to him. And let's look at Dundee United. And their star man today has, by the looks of it, looks like it was Graham with an average rating of 7.56. So let's go up to petition. Aberdeen won by 3-1. And Ferguson scored 2 penalties for Aberdeen, and Besujen scored in the 80th minute, and Ramsey scored for Hibs with an own goal, and then Porteous got sent off. It finished Aberdeen 3, Hibernian 1. Good win for Aberdeen, that. So Aberdeen's star man today was, looks like wasn't. Was Watkins with an average rating of 8.01. And Hibernian's star man today, according to the viewing public, God, there's some absolutely shocking ratings in here. Yeah, it looks like to me it was Melkerson with an average rating of 4.46. So Celtic 4, Ross County 0. A hat-trick for Georgius and 1 for Maeda to make it Celtic 4, Ross County 0. And Ramsey got sent off for Ross County in the 28th minute. And so quite a comfortable afternoon for the Celts. Celtic star man is, well, no surprises. It's the hat-trick hero, Georgius. And the Ross County team. Their star performer Yeah, their star performer today was Charles Cook with an average rating of 6.8. And Hearts 2, Livingston 0. Hearts won the game by 2-0 thanks to goals from Banami and McKay. And Hearts star performer today was good for that. I thought it was going to be that Bangamy again, but no. The star performer was McKay with an average rating of 8.4, and Livingston, their star performer today was Bailey with an average rating of 6.02. And right, so Hearts had 61% possession, Livingston had 39%, Hearts had 14 shots, Livingston had 6, and Hearts had 5 shots on target, and Livingston had 2, and Hearts had 6 corners, and Livingston had 5, and Hearts had made 8 fouls, and Livingston had made 11. So there you go. Let's go to St Johnstone now. St Johnstone against Motherwell. And St Johnston's star performer today was there you go. Brown with an average rating of 8.67. And Motherwell's was their star performer was Efford with Van Veen with an average rating of 6.57. And the match stats for this game, St Johnstone had 53% possession, Motherwell with 47. St Johnstone had 8 shots, Motherwell had 7. St Johnstone had 2 shots on target, Motherwell had 4. St Johnstone won 3 corners, Motherwell had 6. And St Johnstone committed 14 fouls, and Motherwell committed 11. And St Mirren against Dundee United, the game with the dramatic finale. St Mirren's star performer today was Henderson with an average rating of 7.23. Dundee United star performer was Graham with an average rating of 7.88. And the match stats for this game were St Mirren 45% possession, Dundee United with 55%. St Mirren had 10 shots, Dundee United with 14. St Mirren had 1 shot on target, Dundee United had 5. And St Mirren had 11 corners, Dundee United had 9. And St Mirren had committed 8 fouls, and Dundee United committed 8 fouls. So there you go. And I'm just going to go back to the Celtic game because I didn't give you the match stats from that one. So let's go back and do that. Okay, so Celtic had 81% possession and Ross County had 19. Now, that is just absolutely insane, isn't it? But you have to feel for Ross County because they're the players sent off. Celtic had 25 shots, 10 of which were on target. Ross County had 3 shots, 1 of which was on target. Celtic had 16 corners against Ross County's 5. Celtic had committed 9 fouls and Ross County committed 10. So there you go. That's that. I'm just going to give you a roundup of the scores in the Championship today, in the English Championship and the Scottish Championship. So let's go and do that. So in the English Championship, it finished Derby County 1, Coventry City 1, Sheffield United 2, Barnsley 0, Bristol City 2, West Bromwich Albion 2, Huddersfield Town 0, AFC Bournemouth 3, Hull City 1, Luton Town 3, Reading 1, Blackburn Rovers 0, Stoke City 2, Millwall 0, Swansea City 0, Birmingham City 0. Let's go to... And look at that, people. National League, especially for Dan Evans. Stockport came back to win by 4-2 against Wealdstone. And in the Scottish Championship, it finished Arbroath 1, Ayr United 0, Kilmarnock 2, Queen of the South 1, Partick Thistle 0, Hamilton Academicals 4, Wraith Rovers 2, Inverness Caledonian 3. So there you go, guys. That is that, as they say. So, a good afternoon for Celtic, very comfortable win. Good wins for Aberdeen as well. Hearts won by 2-0 to cement their place in 3rd place. But I just find that staggering. Look, in the Scottish Premiership, between 4th place Dundee United and 10th place Aberdeen, there is just 2 points separating those 6 clubs. It's incredible. Anyway, Ireland have taken an early lead against Scotland in the game in Dublin, I guess. So it's Ireland 7, Scotland 0 in that. So, yeah, let's go back to the chat. Taib says, oh, yeah, we've had that. Grant McRoberts says they have the same manager. They sold 2 of their best players in Ali McCann and Kerr in the summer. Oh, there you go. But he did an amazing job, though, last season, didn't he, to win a domestic cup double? He really did. And D. Healy says Arsenal in need of a striker. Mate, we're in need of lots of things. But thank you very much for coming into my chat. I completely agree with you. For me, we need a backup right. We need another right back, a backup left back, a backup goalkeeper, another centre back, at least 3 midfielders, and at least 2 strikers, if not more. But I think we're going to struggle to get all that because it will just cost too much. And Taib says, Warren, would you rather invite Wenger around for a cup of tea, mate, and put something in his tea. Let's put it like that. Oh my God, mate, your questions are well off key. They really are. It's absolutely hilarious. Right, guys. So, don't forget, everyone, check out the GoonerClaude Trust. The link is in the description for that. They offer opportunities for disadvantaged kids to go to the Emirates Stadium in the best seats in the house for the matches there. So, yeah, you can find out more about what they do if you click on the link in the description of the video. I told you about all the YouTube channels earlier that I love, so go and check them out as well. Craig Malloy says, Warren, great stream as always. You take care, mate. And you too, Craig. Thanks very much for joining. And I'm just going to take a few minutes now to thank each of you individually. So, today, I want to thank Joanne Smith. I want to give a big thank you to Grant Roberts, who made his Warren's Team Talk debut. I hope you enjoyed the show, mate, and I hope to see you back really soon. And also, I want to give a big thank you to Rounds. I hope I see you again soon as well, fella, or Mrs., if you're a lady or a man, I don't know. And Craig Malloy, thank you to Craig. Hilarious as usual with your comments. And what else is there? Del Boy Gunner TV, big up to Del Boy. And thanks very much for tuning in, Del Boy. And we'll chat soon, fella, because I want to get this thing with you and old school Gunners sorted out so we can get you both on the channel for that debate. Big up, and also I want to say big thank you to Taib. And your comments are not off key, honestly, mate. They're funny. And if I was upset, I'd tell you. Don't worry. And also a big thank you to D. Healy, DHPE. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you very much for coming in the chat. I hope you enjoyed the show, mate. Thank you very much for your comment. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much to all of you. And also a big thank you to all the people who are going to watch this on playback. Please put comments in if you're watching this on playback as well about what you thought about today's games and any talking points. And there's a few penalties that got awarded today, I noticed. So, yeah, tell me all about that. And please remember to put a like on the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share the content around, and don't forget to have a great rest of your day. And like I say, thanks very much for watching. And please look after yourselves and all your friends, family, and loved ones, and all that sort of stuff. And please take care of yourselves. And don't forget, keep talking, and please share some love and kindness around the world. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for tuning in. and I'll see you all again really soon. I'm not sure next time I'm going to be on just yet, but it will be soon. Don't worry. And keep your notifications switched on, and because hopefully YouTube will get their act together and start sending out the notifications. And Arteta says, Taib says, Arteta out. Exactly, mate. And Joanne says, great show, Warren. Thank you very much, guys. And once again, big hug and love from me. Take care of yourselves. And remember, Arteta out. Right out. Vinay out. Edu out. Garlic Head out. And especially a big out to the Cronkies. And, yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you all again soon.